Alright, hello again everybody, and welcome back to part 15 of Final Fantasy VI Advance. We just went through the cave of, or the sealed cave to the Espers and released them, and in turn they wrecked our airship, causing us to crash down near Miranda. So now we have to go... Well, let's go to Vector and see what damage has been left. But first, we're going to fight a bunch of chicken lizards. Alright, well first let's take a look in Miranda and see what this place is like. They don't have any better equipment than what we already have, but... In case you're wondering, that's the girlfriend of the injured soldier from Mobiles. Oh yes, Tara learns the rays naturally at level 18, and actually she learns RAs, or Life 2, at a little later on as well. I don't remember what level it is that she learns that, however. Let's see here. Just checking to see what everybody's magic is at, to see if I need to switch around some Espers. Oh, Sabin got a new blitz. Which one did he learn? That one's actually fairly useful. It's basically a heal spell that restores HP to everyone except for Sabin, and it also restores or relieves status effects as well. Considering that it is a MP-free heal, very useful. All right. Oh, look, Vector's on fire. Well, that person's still there, despite the fact that the building's on fire. This guy's still here. The inn's gone. Nope, can't get into the Magitech research facility. Or the rail car. I think Arvis was just saying, I didn't do it. Phasing through ghosts. Okay, so now this is basically kind of like a little mini-game. You have to talk to as many soldiers as you can before dinner. And by soldiers, I mean everybody not in this room. Every soldier you talk to is worth a certain number of points, or is worth a point. But there are certain soldiers who do not want to just talk, but would rather fight you. Those soldiers are actually worth 5 points instead, and the point system is used, or the points system are used at the end of the banquet to determine some rewards that you may get. And just like with every other fight during a time sequence, the timer continues to go down while you are in battle. Of course, says the guy on the can. Now there are, if I remember correctly, 4 soldiers you have to fight. And in case you're wondering, yes, these guys will show up in the belts afterwards, so you don't have to worry about stealing from them right now or getting rare drops. Oops. I think there's like 1 or 2 more soldiers I need to talk to. Or not. Maybe that's everybody. Oh, that's right. There's guys out front. Alright, that is all the soldiers. And now there's one more person we should have a chat with. And he's in here. You might have caught a glimpse of him a minute ago, but... Yep. That's all he does, is he just wastes your time. Amusingly enough, yes, you can take a dump, but you can't wash your hands. So I guess they don't really think of everything. Alright, so that's the first half of the banquet, is the encounter, or is the talking to all the soldiers. Now the second half is the actual banquet itself. Depending on how you answer Gestalt's questions, determines what reward you get when everything is all said and done. Now this, you have to ask each question once. But if you ask a question more than once, you actually get knocked once. Basically, the goal is to try and be neutral but a little stern towards him. And if you get this wrong, you also get docked. Now, taking a break also gets you a point. And by taking a break, you can then go and talk to his aides. I'm not actually sure if this fight actually counts, but it doesn't hurt. But of course the goal is to kill them within the 2-minute time frame that you're allotted. Which should be fairly easy enough, as long as you're sufficiently leveled. Go ahead and go back into the banquet. Now this line I cannot remember actually. So, off to game facts for the cheat step. Give me just a moment. Let's try this again. Pretty sure it's that the war is truly over, but it's it's the first or the second one, but I can't remember which one. I'm trying to make sure I get the maximum. Okay. Yep, it's the war is truly over. That's the one. Now, no matter what you say, the storyline is still the same, but if you say yes, you get a bonus to the banquet points. Alright, now that we have completed the banquets, we get approached by one of the Emperor's aides, and he tells us our reward. Now, South Figaro is no matter what. Even if you completely botch the entire banquet, South Figaro will always be freed. Doma gets freed for the, or because of the, I'm sorry. Our Doma gets freed because we got at least 50 points during the banquet, I think it was. Yeah, 50 points. Then 67 points gets us the Imperial Observation Post. 77 points gets the Tintabalone, and then 90 points gives us the Ward Bangle. The Ward Bangle basically reduces enemy encounter rates. Kind of useful, kind of not, because it's not useful because you want to grind up some experience later on in the game, but it's useful if you're like in an encounter-heavy area and you want to try and get through with as little damage as possible. And then the Tintabalone is like that one relic we got from the soldier's letters quest, where we had to keep sending the letters to the girlfriend. What it does is it puts auto regen on the character wearing it, and it and it also heals the character wearing it with every step you take. And now that Doma Castle is freed, we can loot it at a later time once we get the airship back up and running. Now we actually have time to go around and raid the chests of the castle. Now we should go ahead and do this now because later on the castle becomes inaccessible. Now we can also go and raid the Imperial Observation Post now. I prefer to wait until after Thamasa, simply because at that point we'll have the full party and we'll also have a working airship, whereas if we were to go raid it now, we'd have to go there on foot, which would take eat up quite a bit of time, and while there is some very nice stuff there, it's not really worth it right now. And I'm just exploring around to find all the members of all party members. I think everybody gets accounted for. Setzer went back to the airship, so he's a bit of a hike away, so we're not going to visit him. There's no scene or anything for visiting him anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Oops. Wrong side of the mountain, too. Alright. So here we are at Albrook. We have just finished the banquet. We're going to go ahead and call it for this video after this fight. And when we get back, we will then get to the next parts as we make our way to Thamasa. So, see you in a little bit.